are now paying more for petrol. You recall that the issue was around between the operators, talking about the independent oil marketers and NNPC and its outlets. So there's a disparity or in prices of this pump price. But so the question is the fact that these disparities have created a kind of inflation in the economy. So let's talk about this now. So how concerned are you about this price disparity? Why oil major marketers and NNPC are selling around 185, so the independent oil marketers are selling above 250 naira per liter? How concerned are you about this?
To be frank, it's a worrisome issue, really, because you know quite well that transportation, which is the major means of moving goods and personnel across the length and breadth of Nigeria, is largely dependent on PMS. So any increase in the price of PMS affect transport costs, affect the cost of goods and services. You understand? And already we are battling with a high inflation rate. So I don't see inflation coming down any moment from now. So we are really, it's really a big issue, because the price of goods and services have gone up, transporters have increased. So even among our children, the students that go to school and use public transport, you know what I mean. So it's a hard time for everybody.
One other concern there is the availability, and because of the price disparity, people are trying to find a comfortable way out, and so that has created a kind of scarcity and queues across the filling stations. I mean, this is election. This is election week.
That's another area, Frank. That's another area, because even coming to think of it, yes, NNPC is selling at 186, 189. If you want to get fuel in NNPC filling stations, it means you're going to spend the whole day queuing up for it. Even the 257 that the independent marketers are selling, Frank, I can tell you that the closest price to 257 they are selling here in Port Harcourt, the closest price is 290. That's the cheapest in independent marketers. You still have to queue. So if you put all this together, we're looking at cost implications in terms of price, the effect on price of goods and services and transportation. Now, when you look at the man hour that is wasted, the man hour that is wasted in terms of looking for fuel, queuing for it, you know what we're talking about. Even you, Frank, your operational vehicles, you know what they go through to get PMS, Frank.
It's election week. How do we address this issue? Because a lot of people may want to travel, relocate to where they can vote, where they registered and all that for in this election. Election is just about less than 5 days or 4 days away. So how do we address the issue of logistics, mobility?
First of all, let's look at. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was going to add that can availability of the product, of the commodity, reduce the price or impact on the price?
Yeah. In fact, I want to believe what you're asking, whether the availability of the product will have any significant impact on participation of the product.
Yes, that's right.
See, the only consolation is that people are prepared to go through any inconvenience to ensure that they exercise their civic responsibility, they exercise their right in this election. So they are prepared to, no matter what, no matter the costs, but this as it may, Frank, is going to impact a little bit of it. INEC do even movement of materials. Before now, INEC had a meeting with NNPC, and I think they reached a compromise that the product will be available to them You understand? For movement of materials. We don't know how far that will be. But without missing words, it will reduce participation to a large.
Let me quickly jump to that. Of course, let me quickly jump to the last head. Yes, let me quickly jump to the last headline here, which of course talk about the fact that NNPC is saying that about 1.8 billion liters of fuel is available between now and March. So this is a statement coming from the NNPC Limited. So the question is, if these products are available, why do we still have queues in the filling station? So that's, of course, is one of the biggest questions that the NNPC has to attend to.
But Frank, this is the first time that NNPC is saying such thing. This is not the first time now. Even when we have fuel scarcity and they always come out to tell you that there is fuel available, that is panic buying, that is causing the scarcity or creating the queues in the filling station. NNPC has never been sincere to us. Well, the only problem is that, irrespective of their statement, the queues exist in the filling station. People waste time to buy these products, and it has affected virtually every aspect of our daily living in Nigeria.
Well, maybe we'll have to hold them by their words this time around, hold them accountable, and see whether that statement is true in the coming days, because like you just said earlier, it's going to impact perhaps on the participation of the election if people can't move around or can't have access to this product to move around and relocate to their various states where they can vote, so then there's a problem. Because, of course, a lot of people are planning to participate in the coming election. Don't you think so?
Yes. I said that the only consolation is that people are prepared to go through the troubles. But you know what it means is that for those that don't want to go through that trouble, not for they don't want, their passion is to go and vote. But then, at what price? It gets to the point where they will say, no, I cannot go through this trouble because I want to go and vote. We've had situations where politicians have disappointed us over the years. And there seems to be a small light at the end of the dark right now, but even at that, the limit an individual can have the inconvenience to travel to the point where he or she needs to vote. You understand, Frank? So there's no doubt about that. Holding NNPC to their word. How are we holding them to their word? Have we ever held them to their word? Have they ever said something that have at least materialized? I don't see whether they have that quantity of payments in the tank pumps or whatever, or storage tanks, whether they are located. Frank, it leaves much to be. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not holding them to their word. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think there's going to be any difference. Just what we are praying is that let's have the right leadership in Nigeria. Things will change, Frank.
Maybe we should be optimistic and see whether things will change, ahead of the election. So I'm just saying that perhaps we have to just be optimistic, so because now they are now a limited liability company. Perhaps they'll live up to their words then. Now let's move to the next story, which talk about the federal government's praising itself of how he's been able to transform the rice production sector of the agricultural, sector there. Of course, they said that they've done a lot. Listening to the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, granting interview on the NCA yesterday as monitored by IBrand, shows that the government has done a lot. But if you look at what they said they have done, the question is, in 2015, a bag of rice, 50 kilograms, was selling as 8,500 naira, but today it's around 45,000 naira. So how do we, if you put this reality on ground, side by side with the statement of the Minister of Information, And so how does it connect? Let's hear your opinion.
Frank, that's what you mentioned something here. You say the federal government is praising itself for having done a lot in rice production. Now, how do we measure that effectiveness? Right? Yes, you have increased you have improved rice production in Nigeria. You have reduced as it stands from their own claim. We used to be the #1 importer. We are now number 67 on that list. But Frank, how much is rice in Nigeria right now? Is rice readily available? The rice farmers, those in that sector that are producing rice, how have the improvement in rice production affected possibly their own standard of living? You understand?
Right.
If you say that rice, we have a major improvement in production of rice in Nigeria, at least there are parameters to show what you're saying. The parameters, one of them is that at least we need to see a significant drop in price. We need to see the ready availability of that product in the market. There are things to look out for. You can't just come out and brandish words, okay, and then expect us to accept it, hook, line, and sinker, that there is improvement in the production of rice. That there, how are you going to prove that? Rice right now is not available. The prices have skyrocketed, and you're telling us that the government have done marvelously well in that sector. It needs a lot to be Frank.
Where did the country get it wrong, really? Because if the country, as at 2015, Nigeria was #1 in terms of on the list of importing countries who are importing rice into the country, and today it's 65. What went wrong? I mean, there has to be, something that has gone wrong somewhere. Where is the country missing it?
No, you see, the truth is, let's look at it this way. There's nothing wrong in trying to make us self-sufficient in terms of agricultural products. There's nothing wrong in the government saying, oh, instead of importing these products, let's manufacture it locally. However, you need to do a certain level of research and analysis. How long will it take us to move from importing these products to a point where we become self-sufficient in producing it? How long will it take us? You don't just come and say, oh, we must produce, and therefore you plan a ban on the importation of that product, considering our population. You don't just come out and say, look, because you want to force us to start planting these products, therefore there must be a total ban. Forgetting that this is an agricultural product. This agricultural product, you don't just plant it today and expect to harvest it tomorrow. Agri products take a gestation period of 1 year at a minimum. That is what we got it wrong, Frank. We got it wrong by not allowing at least a minimum time frame for us to gradually migrate from importation to local production. And you see, let me tell you, Frank, we are the people that are very smart. We know how to squeeze out water from stone in the wrong way. Once you provide opportunity for people, just like you saw what happened in the redesigning of the Naira, many people notice a loophole. They want to make wealth out of that loophole. Immediately they notice that clamping a ban on the importation of rice will create scarcity. They squeeze out the product from the market. And doing that creates even a bigger problem. The product went out of it became scarce. And once something is scarce, demand and supply for crying out loud. Simple economics. When demand is more than supply, price will do what? Skyrocket. That gestation period we did not allow is what is creating this problem.
So what I'm just wondering, though, that if the supply is not enough, I mean, demand is more than supply as it is. So one wonders, how did we become, number 65 on the importing country list from number 1 in 2015? So it means that the country has to improve, right? Or should have improved by now. But if we're not improved by now in terms of supply, then there's something wrong. But however, it's a conversation that we have to keep, bringing on in the course of our program. But let's look at the next story here. The country's external reserves fell by 427.14 million in 1 month. That's the figure from, CBN. And the figures obtained from the CBN on the movement of foreign reserve showed that the reserve, which stood at 37.21 billion US dollars, as of January 18, fell to 36.79 billion as of the end of February. That's at February 16, 2023. So what is it that we're not doing rightly?
Well, DMS importations. You understand, these things are not done with Naira.
Right.
And there is little or no inflow right now from foreign investors. And as long as we are not having equivalent inflow from foreign investors, equivalent inflow from foreign direct investments to bring in this required foreign currency, we will have to depend on our foreign reserve to meet the needs. That is the challenge, Frank.
Because I understand that, the country has two major, or maybe the third one, which of course is, foreign remittances can be another way of it. But of course, the two major one, which is earnings from the crude oil and of course, export as well. So in the coming days, as the new government comes in, so what are the things you think we can begin to do with regards to our product, export of our products, of our own locally produced, products here? Because we also have the issue of acceptability.
Don't forget, Frank, that even the crude oil exports that is supposed to yield and give us this external reserve, the crude oil export cannot even service our budget. You understand? So that's actually why I didn't bring it in initially. Because yes, agreed, we're supposed to get inflows for the crude oil we export.
Right.
That revenue is not even enough to service the local, that yearly budget we turn out on a yearly basis. Okay, so follow it.
That's true. Please continue. Continue your thought, please.
So, really, what I'm trying to let you know is this. If you put all these things together, it's not out of place for the CBN and the federal government to look at, how do we now meet, how do we go ahead and meet and be able to meet the person needs that we have to, the need to, that are lined up for them to meet. That's it. So it's not out of place for the external reserve to go down.
Okay. Well, I think we should leave it there. Thank you so much, Steve Okafor, CEO, Co-founder Securities and Investment. Thank you for sharing your thought with us.
Thank you, man.
You've been watching Business Breakfast coming to you live from our studios. We take a moment now. When we return, we head straight to the equities market and look at the factors driving the market at the moment. We're back in a moment. Please stay with us.